Okay, next step, we're putting the laser, shooting the laser on each side of the wall. So this is gonna dictate where our walls are gonna land. And so I've already ran this before as like a prelim before I even had the trim off the ceiling and the wall, where this will go. See, this already had a wall here before, and instead of drywalling it, the previous owner trimmed it out and painted it. So what this is doing, it's shooting a 5-point laser, horizontal and vertical, and directly above. It gives me a perpendicular axis. So now I am shaving this line, so I'm gonna mark this out. You can even see it on the floor here. So what Alyssa and I are going to do next, we are going to mark our floor where we want the edge of our sheetrock. We put an X there. We're gonna mark here. I've already got that marked. That's basically my reference point, is where I've figured out exactly where I want the wall to be. That's where I made my cut on my trim. So that dictates everything. So now that I've shot that, I need to make sure that I'm good over there. And I'm looking pretty darn good. It's looking like this laser is gonna end up pretty close. It'll actually hide a little bit of stuff. Now, once we're done with this line, I also have to shoot a line 4.5 inches over. So, yeah, that actually isn't looking that great. I'm gonna have to give to one of them. So, I'd rather give to the side that's already painted and mudded and make it a lot easier. That way I don't have 2 hard spots to mud on each side. I'll just have to mud really technical on one side. And if I will, I'll probably just trim it out, to be honest. So this will hide off some of the bad stuff. I've already got my cut there. That's kind of where I was when the trim was on, and I used kind of the edge of the trim almost for my reference point. Here we go. So I'm gonna start marking out where we're gonna run our chalk line. I've got that there. This is my reference here. I'm still really looking really good there. Now I'll get my ceiling. And again, we're just gonna run a chalk line, so we don't need middle lines. We're just giving end to end 0 points. And this works out perfect here because it's hiding this as well. So basically that's where I noticed this was the most furthest out point when I hit my laser before. It's the closest point towards that wall, perpendicular to this wall here. So I realized that will be the best hiding spot because it'll cover everything else in the room. So here we go. Not to cover my laser up here, but I'll make my 0. And then once we're done with this, I'll pull 4.5 inches over, make a line my laser up to that, and then chalk those lines as well. Those lines really don't matter on this side, but if we're doing any judging on the other side, as like one person's here, one person's over there, they'll be able to see what I see. So here's my 0 here, and I'll just extend my chalk line over to there, but hit that line before I snap it. So that's my 0 line with the X, and this is already shot, so I really don't even need to move my laser the other way now, because I'll have a 0 up there. I'll extend it all the way to the floor, make sure my line's covering that, hold it tight, give her a snap. So last piece, we're going to hit our 0. Look at that. It literally is still right in place. It's exactly where I had it before. That works out really good. So pre-planning helped. Remember, piss poor prior planning. No. Prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Catch you on the next step.